Hi, I'm Brian Paone and I live in Fort Belvoir, Virginia. This is 2186. It is a July 1981 build and I bought it in February of last year. And when I bought the car, it only had 17,000 miles on it. Bought it from a lady in Traverse City, Michigan. And I knew that I wanted to personalize it to something that means something to me, something that is steeped in the 80s, something that has to do with my childhood, and also something that I've passed on and been enjoying with my own children. My daughter Annalise, who's 13, is videoing this for us right now. So, so I thought to myself, well, the classic NES system was always been my #1 favorite console growing up, and my children and I have spent a lot of their childhood playing the old NES games. So I said, well, I'd like to outfit this and make it the NES DeLorean. And Contra is my favorite video game. So for a while, we nicknamed it the ContraMobile, but I've integrated a lot of other video games into it. Now, something that was really important to me was that that around the car, it kept clean. I didn't want to litter it with bumper stickers. I didn't want to really change the outside. I think it looks really slick as is. The only thing that I did to the car on the outside is I put the silver NES original controller, and all the windows are tinted, so I think it looks really nice, like the contrast against it. But other than that, I really didn't want to do anything else. So when you look at the car driving down the road, or the car is parked in my driveway, or it's at a car show, or whatever, it looks clean. There's nothing really littering the car, and that was really important to me. However, as you open things, Nintendo blossoms out of the car, little by little. Because my car is an early model car, I have the gas flap on the hood. And what I've done here is, why not gas up with Metroid? I've got Metroid, Seamus running, and so that was kind of a fun thing. I like going to gas stations and popping that, and once people are still freaking out about the fact there's a DeLorean fueling up next to them, and then they see the Metroid. But inside my bonnet, even though some of you will make fun of me for saying that, but inside my bonnet I have a couple things. Well, I've got the Nintendo mat, which is 50 NES classic games, that sits over the carpet. I've got my Nintendo bag, and what I keep in here is Windex and a terry cloth towel to get fingerprints off, on the fly, on the go, and it looks pretty authentic. That is the actual NES game controller, the original one. This is from the 80s. I bought one off Amazon used. I cut the wire, and I have it stuck here with 3M double-sided automotive tape, so it's not going anywhere. But it is, so that's kind of fun to see. And on this side, around here, is the official seal of the Nintendo when they put their seal of approval on anything. I've got that inside the trunk. So there's a few things there happening, Nintendo-wise, inside the car. Now, if my beautiful daughter would like to get in the driver's seat, now we'll get in the passenger seat. When someone wants to go for a ride, I tell them that they have to pay the 25-cent arcade. You can't see it because it's bright out, but that lights up. There's a red LED in here, so when you press it, it turns bright red. So that's kind of cool having that on the shifter plate. Also, I'm just going to take the phone from her really quick, is on my dummy switches, the NES, on my two dummy switches are they're a decal of the port that you would plug in the controller into the system. So those are on my dummy switches, which a lot of people think that's kind of fun to see. Give this back. Now, get out, and we will come to the back. In the back, this is when the magic happens. I have, as you can see, as my daughter scans around, I've got the up, down, down, left, right, BA Konami code for Contra. It gives you 90 lives. Spy Hunter. These are all the original arcade marquee stickers. They've all been duplicated, obviously, but they're the original designs of when these video games were in the arcades in the 80s. I have the Konami code on the engine cover as well. I got a little Nintendo controller on top of a engine, and of course the official Nintendo seal. Also too, through the grates here, you can see the A/B controller that you would use. Now if we step back, we back up, and we keep backing up, and we stop here. When I do car shows, or I do Cars and Coffee about twice a month locally, I keep the back up like this instead of having the engine exposed. I find that having the louvers up creates more people excited about seeing the car than just having the engine. So this is what it looks like when you're looking at the DeLorean from afar, coming up, approaching it. Now I'm gonna pop the engine cover and show you what I've done inside. As I said, Contra is my all-time favorite game. My license plate, it's still California. I haven't turned it over to Virginia yet. We just moved here in April, and my tag hasn't expired. But my plate is Contra 4. The 4 is because I have 4 kids, and Contra is my favorite game. But in the engine, as you can see, on my air filter assembly, I've got the spray gun shooter. I've got the blue guy doing his jump roll. On my throttle shield, I have the blue guy in action shots, running, leaning down, running. So as you can see, when you open the cover, you've got Contra people running around, and this is when you can also see the A/B a little bit better. Now, as you can see, when the engine cover is up, and the doors are up, and even if I kept the bonnet up, the car is littered with 80s video games, Nintendo stuff. But what I really wanted to do, and like I said, is when it's all closed up, and we shut the car down to drive, it all goes away. It all stays hidden except for my little controllers on the windows. And that was really important for me, to have the car look like a DeLorean, and not be very cluttered. We'll close our gas cap because we fueled up. And now it's all self-contained. It's like there's an 80s arcade hidden inside the car, and it only reveals itself when I start lifting doors and pulling stuff up. And of course, I can't drive anywhere in the car with the sun out unless I've got my 8-bit NES glasses on, because there is nothing that says I'm driving an arcade on wheels other than these glasses. Once again, I'm Paone, and I'm glad you took time to watch my video. If you have any questions, I'm going to be live for a Q&A, and this is 2186, and I will see you around. Thank you.